This was a brutal, clarifying loss for a team that already wore a target on its back. The Jets' offense in London looked broken in plain sight, and the final box score said it all. A 13-11 loss to the Broncos that dropped New York to 0-6. Reuters. Start with the dominant, ugly stat line. Justin Fields was sacked 9 times, and the Jets finished with -10 net passing yards. The kind of offensive performance that isn't just bad, it's historically bad. When your net passing is negative, you didn't so much lose a game as fail to show up. Opposing pass rushers owned the day. CBS Sports. Why did it collapse? A lot of answers tie back to fundamentals. Protection broke down repeatedly. Denver's pressure was coordinated and relentless, and Fields held the ball too long in multiple sequences, creating sack opportunities and killing any chance of consistent rhythm. When your QB is taking 9 sacks, the problems are both schematic, line play, pre-snap calls, and processing, timing, decisiveness. ESPN.com, Fiend, the receiving corps couldn't help. Garrett Wilson was blanketed by Patrick Surtain too, finishing with just 3 catches for 13 yards, which removed the offense's primary vertical threat and forced conservative, short area play calling. With the run game contained under 3 yards per carry for both teams, the Jets had no reliable way to move the chains. That's a recipe for stalling in hostile spots. CBS Sports coach Aaron Glenn's stewardship is now under the microscope. Tactical miscues, questionable clock management, and late-game decision-making compounded the on-field issues. In the final 2-minute sequence, a sack and an off-target pass left the Jets facing a 4th and long decision. Glenn chose to go for it, and the offense failed to convert. At 0-6, patience from the fan base is evaporating, and ownership will soon have to weigh whether continuity or change gives the franchise the best chance to recover. New York Post. This isn't just one bad day, it's the crest of a larger trend. The Jets have looked inconsistent all season. Spurts of competitive football ruined by self-inflicted wounds. Turnovers, penalty lapses, protection breakdowns, and a QB who's alternately brilliant and mistake-prone make for a fragile roster. The London trip exposed the fragility in the most public way. International stages magnify weaknesses, and the Broncos exploited every one. SI. What happens next matters more than the headline. The schedule gives the Jets a relatively favorable stretch, Carolina at home and Cincinnati on the road, but if the offense can't stop bleeding yards and sacks, those games become more about damage control than a turnaround. Short-term fixes should be surgical. Simplify the passing game, get the ball out quicker with more 3-step drops and screens, and open max protection looks to stabilize Fields while the line gets healthier or schemes adjust. CBS Sports personnel questions are unavoidable. Is Fields the long-term answer if he can't process pressure quickly enough at this stage? Do the coaches need to retool protections or insert a quicker release game plan? And what about the front office? If 0-6 becomes 0-8, will the organization chase change at the top? Those are uncomfortable but realistic conversations now. New York Post, short-term prognosis, unless the Jets dramatically fix protection and find even modest consistent production through the air, this season shifts from lost opportunity to development and roster evaluation. That's a bitter pill for a fan base that expected growth under a new regime. But the brutal clarity of London also creates focus. If the team actually addresses its protection issues, simplifies the offense, and stabilizes play calling, there's a defined path back to respectability. If they don't, 0-6 may just be the start of a much longer reset. ESPN.com.